Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the evil that men do. Father God, I pray and ask that you help me to have mercy on others the same way I would want you to have mercy on me. Father God, I also ask that you help me to be quick to forgive and slow to get angry. Amen, amen, amen. These young dudes out here don't respect shit until you put the barrel in their ear and let the text spit. I just might catch a case on my next hit, remove their whole face on some special effect shit. So show respect, Drake, or I'ma have a flashback. Digging through the dresser like fuck it, where my mask at? The mash back with the banger and damage shit and say fuck everything I learned in anger management. Hop back on some east side damage shit and push a nigga's top back when I let the cannon spit. Start planning shit, premeditation. I'm in love with the streets again, rededication. Casket or cremation when I shoot you down. I was built for the smoke like a hookah lounge. I keep big shit that sound like a bazooka sound, and I shoot quicker than ain't gotta be a hoop around. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Gun on me, it ain't never for show, homie. I'm far from a bully, but I'm never a hoe. Get out of line, my Beretta will blow. Real talk, we can take the beef wherever we go. I bring it to your front door like I'm Uber Eats. I guarantee you listen up when this Ruger speaks. Plus I maneuver through these streets like a ghost, and I'm handy with the heat. I cook a nigga like a roast. On me, homie, this is not a boast. I will still come through, boy, and stop a nigga's post. Play him close, man, Eric will ease it. Quickly off the waistband, man, and Eric will squeeze it. Leave you niggas laid out dead or paraplegic. Niggas playing in these streets while I'm very strategic. I come to your house dressed like the gas man. Shoot you 9 times, leave you stretched by the trash can. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. I don't put shit on Facebook, I just holler in person. Put the pistol in your mouth while you holler in person. All that shit you kept rehearsing and put on your live, got your clap with the big 4-5. You bitch nigga, if you tell me to pull up, I'ma do that. That nigga who was whooping, first nigga that I shoot at. Ski mask on my face, bystanders be like, who that? I ain't with the talking, bitch boy, I thought you knew that. Leave his brains where my shoe at and bounce like I'm on a trampoline. Leave you laid out, nigga, like you camping on the scene. If you want something sweet, grab a peach or tangerine. Niggas won't smoke, well fuck it, I'ma let them handle steam. AR with the beam, you see the red dot? We tug on this trigger, nigga. It'll make your head pop. Blood pouring down to your shoes, call it Red Sox. Your brains hanging all over your shoulders like some dreadlocks. Expect the gang of dead off if they ever cross the line. The Lord said in the Bible, oh, revenge is mine. So I'm just trying to find a righteous path between the two. Before I lose control and do the shit I used to do. This being humble shit is new. I'm trying to turn the other cheek, but I ain't never been a bitch, so watch your mouth when you speak. Your mercy's what I seek, so I pray on bended knees. Don't let me get the K with the extended clip and squeeze. Lord, please. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps. Dear God, please don't let me relapse and return to the G-Ride with 3 straps. A ski mask with the case, squeezing keys apps, spraying everything from a nigga's brain to his kneecaps.
All right, good morning, everybody. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Good morning, everybody. It's this morning in sunny California. This morning, let's take care of the business first. Brother Eric, thank you to Brother Eric, man. Shout out to 16 to Life. Go over there and check out 16 to Life, man. Check out his webpage, man. He's got funny stories, got comedy, got tragedy, got even some animation over there, man. Shout out to Brother Eric, man. 16 to Life. Check out his webpage, man. He's got funny stories, got comedy, got tragedy, got even some animation over there, man. Shout out to Brother Eric, man. But Brother Eric is a good dude, man. Go over there and check out his webpage. Did 24 years over here in California penal system, man, and got smart and got out, man. Shout out to Brother Eric, man. All right, so that's Eric. We're gonna pull him down. Oh, what's going on with my wire, man? All right. Let's see what else we got going on, y'all. Oh, we gotta check everybody in. What is that mess? Oh man, wire, y'all. All right, hopefully that's a little better. All right, we gotta check everybody in, man. Everybody's in the building. Shout out to Sister Annie, man. Sister Annie's in the building, right? My Sister Annie's in the building, man. Shout out to Sister Annie, man. Glad to have you in the building this morning, sis. Good to see you. Good to see you. Sister Annie's the type, man, when it comes down to that business, man, we gonna handle that business. She said, Brother Clarence, what are you doing? The backpack's going back, man. Backpacks, you got them assorted colors, fruity, delicious colors. They going back. I said, I tried to get past this thing. He's like, nope. Don't even try it, Clarence. Nope. Them backpacks going back. Shout out to Sister Eddie. Shout out to Sister Eddie. Glad to have you in the building, sis. What about my sister OG Patrice? Did I tell y'all that I met OG Patrice? Yeah, Clarence, you told us about 5,000 times. Yeah, I know. But we had so much fun, man. Even when we was only there for a couple of minutes with each other, we had so much fun, man. But shout out to Patrice, man. Glad to have you in the building, sis. Patrice got a show today, man. She's gonna interview Angela Stanton King, man. So as soon as we get done here, y'all, we gotta try to get out of here by at least 1:30, man. So gonna be a short show today. Let's see. Shout out to Patrice. What about our resident sniper, Risa Neal in the building? Shout out to Risa Neal in the building, man. Risa, man, I keep telling y'all, man, I'm gonna bring that emails. I got a couple of them, but actually one that was really, man, long, man. I was like, wow, man, this person really was upset at someone. They were really upset at someone for pushing them into limbo, right? And they were writing me and they were telling me all these reasons why they didn't deserve it and this and that. I'm like, okay, yeah. But I'm with my people, man. Whatever my people, if my people feel like you moving funny, man, I'm with them. I'll bring you back. But if they snipe you, they snipe you. That's it. Shout out to Risa Neal, man. You gotta have an enforcer in the building, man. Gotta have an enforcer in the building. All right, let's see. I think that's everybody, man. That's all of us that's in the building right now, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the show, man, because we gotta go. We gotta go support Patrice, especially on this show today, man. All right, so let's see. Let me get right into it, y'all. Let me get right into it. What I want to do. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is excuse me. Sorry, y'all. A little bit of that cold is still hanging on, man. All of us, man. Everybody in my family. My granddaughter. Sorry, y'all. My granddaughter had her birthday party yesterday, man. We couldn't change it, man. We wanted to change it. It was pouring down, it was hailing out here in LA, man. We couldn't change it though. They would have kept our $400 deposit, man. So we had to do it, man. So but we had a good time, man. We had a good time. But yeah, man. I want to. We got to get through the show, man. So I got time to play. Let me go straight to the business, man. All right. Let's see. Shout out to Von Bryant, by the way. Let's see. Oh, here I go. Here I go. Here I go. Let's get into the. We're gonna get into the. We're gonna get into the. What do you call that? The hit parade, right? All right. Let's see. Let's see if you guys can see that. No, we gotta change that around. Yeah, what about that? Yeah. All right, let's do it like that. Okay. Uh this hit parade. A man accused of sex misconduct and molestation against three minors. Ouch. Ouch. St. Joseph County, Indiana. A 39-year-old man was arrested on sexual uh, misconduct and child image charges on after allegedly making sex advances on and inappropriately touching 3 girls. Oh man! According to the according to the probable cause affidavit, excuse me, Will Holloway Sr. was arrested on 2 counts of child iming where the victim was under the age of 14 and 3 counts of SCX misconduct with a minor. On March 26, 2022, a victim told South Bend Police Department that Holloway made SCX comments to her while the two were alone in the vehicle he was driving. How did he get these? That's what I don't understand, man. How did he get these girls in the car with him when we all, man, I tell my granddaughter right now, just run. Just yell fire and run. Don't even get in no car with no. She's 5, right? Holloway knew the victim was young and allegedly told her he wished she were older. At one point, Holloway put his hand on the victim's thigh. Ah, yikes. According to reports. The victim said Holloway offered to pay her for sex. Reports said, "Oh man, what is wrong with some of these cats, man? What is really wrong with these cats?" Shout out to Sister Enya, by the way. Glad to have you in the building, sis. Let's see. What is wrong with some of these cats, man? Knowing this, Holloway allegedly said age doesn't matter, and she should get a boyfriend who has money. When the victim got out of the vehicle, Holloway told her not to tell anyone. The report said. Uh, on March 29th, 2022, a second victim told police Holloway made SCX comments to her and would touch her thigh while making the comments. Reports said, "Man, what is wrong with these dudes, man? They will throw their whole life away over some stupid man." But I know, probably possessed. That's a whole nother conversation. The victim said in the comments, said the comments started early in January 2022, but she didn't tell anyone because she was scared. Later, the victim said that the comments started in December 2021. Holy smokes. At one point, Holloway alleged to text the second victim, allegedly, excuse me, text the second victim that he would pay her for SCX favors. Yikes. What is wrong with some of these cats, man? I know they possess, man, but golly, they ain't got no shame, man, at all, man. Nothing to hold them back. The inappropriate comments continued until March 2022 when she reported it to police. In January 2023, a third victim, said Holloway touched her inappropriately. The victim also told family Holloway was trying to have sex with her. Oh man, God. According to these reports, the first incident with Holloway happened in March of April 2022 and continued until October 2022. The first time something happened, she was in Holloway's car. According to the victim, how do these girls get in these cars? I mean, all of us out here telling these girls don't get in cars with strangers, right? How are they getting in the car with them? I don't understand, man. Or get in the car with weird people. I don't. According to the victim, Holloway said weird stuff to her and then touched her thigh, according to reports. Excuse me. On a separate occasion, Holloway allegedly kissed the victim mouth and touched her in the Oh, yeah, man, this dude. Yeah, man, they're gonna beat the snot out of this dude, man, in jail, man. Definitely. Holloway also told the victim that he had SEX with one of the other victims, report said. Holloway's being held on $30,000 cash bond this year is set for March 20. Clarence, why are you still doing the hit parade? Why are you still doing the hit parade? Because, man, some of us are either watching kids or got our own children, and we out here, man. And we are because we uncomfortable having these conversations with them about the reality of life, we're not talking to them about it, man. And they gonna come out here and they get caught up. They come out here and they getting caught up, man. We gotta tell these kids, man, there's monsters out here. No, not Cinderella. I mean, for real monsters. There's real monsters out here. We gotta keep telling these kids this, man. So these kids will recognize a monster when they see them. The problem is a lot of these kids don't recognize these monsters when they see them because we too silly to have a conversation with them. Shout out to the intellectual soapbox, by the way. We not telling these kids. Excuse me. We're not telling them what a monster looks like, right? We got to tell them what a monster looks like, man, so they can see it. Because some of these monsters got a big, pretty smile. They got a high position in the church, high position in the mosque, right? They got high position in government or at the school or whatever, right? They're the coach, they're the trainer, right? But see, we not, we too scared to have this conversation with them, right? Because they 4, 5, 6 years old. I don't care, man. I've already had this conversation with my granddaughter, and it's an ongoing conversation. What do you do when you see somebody try to approach you? You don't know them. Run, leave, yell fire, right? Don't let them grab you. Don't let them touch you. Don't let them nothing, right? It's an ongoing conversation. I admit, it is very uncomfortable. It is very uncomfortable conversation to have with your children, but we got to have it, y'all. We got to keep these. We got to keep these kids safe, man. And the only way we can keep them safe is giving them knowledge and understanding, man. If we don't, if we try to just because we so afraid to talk to them, we just not. We gonna, you know, keep the information to ourselves. What good is you knowing what a monster looks like, and your child don't know what a monster looks like, and they go out here and then somebody run up to them, hey, you want to pet my puppy? I got a puppy in the car. Come, I want you to come see my puppy. I already had this conversation with my granddaughter. She's 5. You ain't going to go see nothing in nobody's car that you don't know. Huh? Not like I'm so great, but I understand that these guys get over with the way these monsters get over is they get over through the gaps of the gap in teaching and understanding that we the parents are not. We think they already know better. My girl already know better. She no. Sometimes they don't. So you got to talk to them like they don't know better and let them tell you, oh, I know already. Okay, you know already, but let's go over it again. Let's go over it again, right? Dudes out there that defuse bombs, they know all about all these bombs and which wire to cut and all that. But guess what? They go over it again. And they go over it again. They have exercises, right? At your school, you know what a fire exit was, but guess what? They went over it with you again. And they went over it with you again. Now they got what they call the mass shooter training. They go over with these kids again, get under the desk or whatever, right? Practice makes improvement. They used to have a saying, practice make perfect. Nothing's gonna make perfection. Practice makes improvement, right? And you always want to continue to improve, right? All right, y'all, we got to get out of here, man. But that is your that's the hit parade for the day. Let's go. Let's see what else we got going on today, y'all. Oh, we got your Black History Minute. Let me get this up here going. We got your Black History Minute. Okay. Let's see if we can find your Black History Minute, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Oh, here we go. All right, Black History Month is almost over. Okay, we got here. Let me see if y'all can see this. Okay, we got here brother Congressman James O'Hara, and he was the only African American in Congress in 1883. James O'Hara was born a free man on February 26, 1857 in New York City to an Irish American father and West Indian mother. As a young man, he traveled to North Carolina with missionaries and settled in the state. He taught school to African American children in New Bern and Goldsboro, North Carolina. O'Hara studied law at Howard University in Washington D.C. and was later admitted to the North Carolina bar as an attorney. He became active in politics in the Halifax County, North Carolina area in 1874 and 1876. Unsuccessfully ran for Congress in North Carolina's second district, which was often referred to as the Black Second because of the heavy concentration of African American voters. He was finally in success. He was finally successful in 1878, excuse me, when he was elected in the second district after defeating a white Democrat, W.H. Buck Kitchen, and James H. Harris, an African American independent Republican. Controversy led to many of the votes being invalidated by the Democratic registrars. The election was given to Kitchen. 4 years later, in 1882, O'Hara ran for Congress again and defeated Congressman Orlando Hubbs. He was seated in March of 1883 as the only African American in Congress during the 48th Congress. O'Hara served 2 terms in Congress before losing re-election in 1886. He died on September 15, 1905 in New Bern, North Carolina at age 61. All right, that's Brother James O'Hara. I think we got somebody else for y'all too here. No. Oh, no, here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Got somebody else for y'all. Here we go. Uh, Ketanji Brown Jackson. President Joe Biden nominated on Friday, February 25th, 2022, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to be the first black female in the United States Supreme Court. Jackson served as a federal judge on the United Courts of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit. She was confirmed by the United States Senate on April 7, 2022, by a vote of 53 to 47. Jackson was sworn in as the first African American woman on the court, the third African American in history of the court, and the 116th Supreme Court Justice on June 30th, 2022. Chief Justice John G. Roberts Jr. administered the congressional oath, and Associate Justice Stephen G. Breer, retired, administered the judicial oath to the Honorable Ketanji Brown Jackson. She succeeded Judge Breer, who announced in January of 2022 that he was retiring. Jackson served as a law clerk for Justice Breer from 1999 to 2000. On September 14, 1970, Ketanji Okedi Brown was born in Washington, D.C. to Johnny and Ellery Brown Jackson. Grew up in Miami, Florida. After graduation from Miami Palmetto Senior High School in 1988, Jackson entered Harvard University, where she received her undergraduate degree in 1992 and would later graduate from Harvard Law School in 1996. Jackson has extensive legal experience on both sides of the bench as the first justice since Thurgood Marshall have served as a public defender. Whoa. Okay, that's your Black History Minute, y'all. That's your Black History Minute. Don't just take our word for it. Dig that. Dig that. Okay. One last thing we're gonna do before we hit the real topics is we're gonna talk about USA jobs once again, man. I'm just gonna go through it one more time, real quick, man. You guys can do what you want, but those of us that's looking for jobs, right? You go to usajobs.gov. You can put in there the job you're looking for, the state you want to live in, the city and state you want to live in or work in, rather. Excuse me. and all those different things, man. And like I said, you have all the different. Once you search stuff, the filters will show up, and you can decide whether you want to work in Los Angeles, work in San Bernardino, or you can work wherever, what city or state you want to work, Miami, Atlanta, New York, whatever, and you'll find government jobs that are available to based on the criteria you put in the filters, right? So go on over there, take a look at USA Jobs. This is federal jobs, and I'm saying if you're gonna work, why not get the most benefits, get the most stable position you can get, which is working for the government. And you have to worry about you don't have to worry about women making less than men and all that because that doesn't exist in the government system, right? There's nothing to negotiate. You don't come in as a man making more money than a female. Not when it comes to government positions, city, state, federal, and county. That doesn't exist. They offer you you're qualified. They offer you the position. That's it. And you're just able to move up the ladder just like anybody else. Okay. All right, y'all. So that is your job of the week. And let's see. Let's check that out. Let's take this out. Okay, let's get right to business, y'all. Let's get right to business. Let's see who else is in the building. Shout out to Von Eric, by the way, man. Hope everything's been okay, brother. With you. Shout out to Von Eric. All right. Yeah, man. Yeah, you know what? You're right, Sister Annie. Intellectual Soapbox definitely has. I thought he was doing something. I thought he was doing a series for Black History Month, but shout out to him, man. Yeah, he definitely was, man. Definitely was. Shout out to him. Putting a lot of information out there. All right, y'all. We got to get into it. We got to get into it. Let's go to the first situation. Let's go to the first situation, man. Let's see. The first situation is Dwayne Wayne's daughter, right? Or son, or however you look at it, right? Dwayne Wayne's daughter, Zaia Wade, granted uh, a legal name change and gender change in court, right? All right. Los Angeles judge approved Zaia Wade's petition to legally change name and gender. Dwayne Wade said in February 2020 that he supported Zaya's decision to change her pronouns. Zaya's mother, son, Fuchs, tried to block it, and name change in November 2022. Dwayne Wade's 15-year-old daughter, so they officially called him a daughter, has legally changed her name and gender according to court documents obtained by Insider. A Los Angeles judge granted the name change on Friday. Her legal name now is Zaya Malachi Arimas Wade. Former NBA superstar filed a petition on the daughter's behalf in August 2022, more than 2 years after Zaya came out as transgender. The judge also ruled that Zaya is legally recognized as a female. Okay. I mean, at 15, wow. 18, I can, you can do what you want to do at 18, but 15, wow, ouch, ouch. That's going to open up a lot of windows. Which future official documents will reflect to match her gender identity? Dwayne Wade confirmed Zion pronoun her, she and her. Wade was publicly supported Zion on several occasions, including attending the Miami Beach Pride Parade, and later blasting people criticized Zaya for wearing a crop top that in December. In February 2020, Dwayne confirmed the Ellen show that Zaya had changed her name and pronouns. Me and my wife, Gabrielle Union, we are proud parents of a child in the LGBT community, and we are proud allies as well. We take our roles, responsibility as parents, very seriously. He added, when a child comes home with a question, when a child comes home with an issue, when a child comes home with anything, it's our job as parents to listen to that and give them the best information we can, the best feedback we can, and that doesn't change because sexuality is now involved. Wade told the journalists that he and Union began educating themselves about the LGBTQ community after Zaya came out. He previously said he was ignorant of the community, but having a transition daughter inspired him to reflect. Internally, it was our job to go out and get information, to reach out to every relationship we have. My wife reached out to everybody on the cast of Pause, a Poise, and Wade said we are just trying to figure out as much information as we can to make sure we give our child the best opportunity to be her best self. Dwayne Wade's ex-wife, Siobhan Futures, object to Zaya's name and gender change in November 2024, 22, excuse me, November 2022. Zaya's mother is on Finch's filed a petition in November 2020 objecting to Zaya's name and gender change. According to today, Finch's and Wade were married from 2002 to 2010. Zaya reported that Finch's requested that Zaia wait until the age of maturity. Yeah, that's where I'm at too, to make permanent changes to our identity. Dwayne Wade says, since this must be a new way of parenting, I guess I have to address these allegations here where it's a damn shame. While I'm on a life-changing trip on our motherland, Africa, I received a social media post about me forcing our 15-year-old child to be someone she's not and to do something against her will. These are serious and harmful allegations that hurt our children. While none of us are surprised at Savannah's attempt to fight Zaya's identity and her unwavering attempt to drag my name through the mud, I'm very disappointed that she continuously finds ways to enter herself and her needs without regard to the children. No, no, Dwayne, this is something that your child should wait until 18 to do. This report came out while Zaya was in class. This is a kid who has maintained a 4.0 in honors classes while navigating all unsolicited and harmful attention and debates about her gender and sexuality from those who are committed to not listening to her, much less even knowing her. Yikes. Soon after Wade responded to Finch's petition, called her an absent parent, while none of us are surprised at her attempt to fight Zaya's identity and her unwavering attempt to drag my name through the mud. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yikes. Okay, y'all. What do y'all think? I'm gonna put the link out now. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I told y'all what I think, man. I think she should. If you're gonna do it, you should wait. If you're gonna do it, shout out to Mr. He said, by the way. Shout out to Mr. He said. What do y'all think about Zaire, Dwayne Wade's daughter? Right? Court said, hey, it's all good, baby. Do you, right? You're only 15 years old, right? Now, let me ask you guys something. At 15 years old, did you make the smartest decisions you ever made at 15? uh, don't everybody rush up here at once, right? But at 15 years old, right? I tell you, man, at 15 years old, uh, I don't know what I was trying to make up a secret potion that would make women like me, right? I was gonna be a evil scientist, man, and make this potion that women would like me. They would see me and fall in love with me right away, right? That's what I was doing at 15, man. But my point is, what's my point? My point is at 15, you're probably not the most intelligent you're gonna be in your lifetime, right? So to make life-changing decisions at 15 is really not to me. Now, I understand where Dwayne Wade is coming from, right? He don't want this kid to be in pain hearing having people call him a him based on his biology, referring to him based on his biology, right? But see, this is going to open the doors for a lot of couple things, man. And I think that most of the stuff should stay in the situation like you should choose it after you turn a certain age, right? Because if I can change my pronouns, if you can change your pronouns, then I meant you could literally change a bunch of different stuff, right? You can say a bunch of different stuff. Hey, I'm at 15. I'm 16. I I identify as a hefty Caucasian woman. Can I go down and change that? I identify as a. I don't want you to call me him. I want you to call me her, hefty her, right? I identify as a large Caucasian woman. See, that's something you should have to wait until you're 18, man. Because when you're 18, then it's your life. You can do what you want, right? I just disagree with the age. You want to change your pronouns or whatever? That's on you. But it should be a cutoff age, right? It should be a cutoff age. How can you how can you say I'm a female when you're not you want to address me, you want to me to address you as a female, but you're not a female. You're a male. So me to address you as a male, no, especially as a female, especially while you under the age of 18. Are you over the age of 18? Yeah, then more you got more weight to decide how people gonna address you, what they're gonna do. You got more weight. But at 15, uh since then he say secret potion, brother Clarence, one scope of faith, what the word to and a teaspoon of yourself sprinkle. Let's see what happens. I wasn't exactly. I mean, I wasn't a super bad person, but I wasn't exactly walking in the Lord at that time, right? Wasn't exactly walking in the Lord at that time, Sister Annie, but thank you. Appreciate that, right? I was just trying to, man, I just couldn't. I had a lot of women, I had a lot of female friends, right? A lot of female friends, I wouldn't say friends, but acquaintances. You know, they knew me, I knew them, or whatever, right? But I had nobody that looked at me and said, that's him right there, man. That's a good dude, man. That's a cool dude. Let me go kick it with him. I just couldn't find that woman that would do that, right? So I was like, man, maybe I could just make the secret potion, man. Right? What can I do? What can I do to get these women to look at me as, you know, boyfriend potential? Right? I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I had to leave that on the table, man, and go chase other things, man. Athletics, school, scholastics, I had to chase other things. But man, at the time, at 15 years old, I was a knucklehead. Right? That's my point. What kid at 15 knows what they're doing? They got it all together. And even if they do, the state has a responsibility to do what's best for the child. And what you're doing by allowing them to do something like this before the age of maturity or age of consent is it's like you can change your name and all your culture and you can actually start dressing as a woman, right? At 15, right? But you can't take a drink, you can't consent to sex, right? So that's crazy to me. That's crazy. This kid can't even say, I want to have a sexual relationship with someone. But you can go into the court and say, hey, I want to, I want to knock off my knob. I want to change my name. I want to do this. I want to do that. Which all stuff should be waiting until after you turn 18. Does anybody disagree with that? Does anybody disagree with that? And if you do, come on up here. I want to hear you. I would like to hear what you got to say if you disagree. I know some of you guys are saying this is crazy altogether, right? Well, it's good. It's good. Yeah. You're right, Sister Eddie. Miss She said ain't no joke on that lip balm, right? Shout out to Miss She said. But yeah, man, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Now here's the thing, man. What if you're the parent? Is the mother wrong for trying to stop this situation. They trying to make her look like she's so out of touch. But she don't want her quote unquote son to change everything over until he gets to a certain age. Then bombs away. Do what you want. And I believe most of the LGBTQ community would agree with me. I would think they would. They would say, yeah, you got the right to do what you want to do, but you have to wait till a certain age. Because if they're going to do this, are you going to push back the age of consent? Right? Can you push back the age of consuming alcohol? Can you push back the age of smoking cigarettes? I mean, all of these things that you need to be of a certain age to consent to doing, are you going to be able to push all that stuff back? Because Dwayne Wade's child decided they want to change their pronouns and change their gender, right? And what do you have to do to prove that you're another gender? Just pay money? So I can go walk right into court and say, well, let me put it in the same kind of circumstance. I can go into court at 15 years old and say, hey, I'm a white woman. What do I have to do? Just pay money? What is the criteria by which a young person like this can walk into a courtroom and say, I want to change my gender to female? And what bearing does that have? So when this kid, uh, let's say they try to get a job, but they probably most likely won't never work for no one else, right? Probably will be independently wealthy, right, based on their dad. But let's just say they was about to go get a job. Let's say in the childcare industry, right? And you put down that you're a female, right? Comes out that you weren't born a female, but you was born a male, but you transitioned into being a female, right? Is that how's that gonna work? Are you going to explain that everywhere you go, or see? Because I don't, like I said, man, I don't know. All I know is this is a kid, man. This is a kid. This is a 15-year-old kid, and to allow them to be able to do this stuff because it's gonna open up a lot of doors. It's gonna open up a lot of doors. Well, if you could change your gender at 15, I can have sex at 15, right? I can consent to a sexual relationship at 15, correct? I can consent to having consuming alcohol, right? I can consent to smoking cigarettes, correct? Opens up a lot of doors. Open up a lot of doors, right? But some of y'all look at this thing and say, Dwayne Wade. I said, Dwayne Wade is he shouldn't do that. I understand that, but this is his child. He gonna go with his child. Magic Johnson. They gonna go with their children. Man, they may not agree with what they doing, but they gonna support them. What would you do if one of your children came home and said, I identify as this or that? You gonna just drop them? Probably not. Probably not. You're probably gonna say, okay, well, to keep loving this kid, I gotta get myself educated on what's going on with him. It's easy for us to say, "Oh, I would never put up with that," because that ain't your child. Your child ain't walked through the door like that yet. See, a lot of times we as black people, man, we make a lot of stances based on the fact that what the situation that we talking about ain't hit home yet, ain't hit us at home. But see, we see what you say when the situation hits you at home. Oh, I would never do this. I would never do that. Oh, okay. I was on a platform on Friday. I was on a platform on Friday with a bunch of dudes pretty much doing that. Oh, this ain't this ain't that. I should never. I said, okay. Brother Clarence got out of there, man. I love to. I mean, I don't love to debate, but I love to talk and see other people's perspectives. I admire that. I like to see somebody who has a different perspective and they can articulate that perspective, right? But the man where I was sitting, man, that was not what was going to happen, man. You know, you got people that just they got their mind made up. They don't want to listen. They don't want to. So I said, Brother Clarence got to go. But shout out to the host, shout out to the channel. You know what I mean? I didn't, wasn't nothing like I felt inhospitable. It's just not my scene to be hollering and screaming at everybody, hollering and screaming at each other. That's not my scene, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see here, I'll yield if somebody's getting that crazy. I'll just yield to them because, you know, I know we're not gonna get anywhere. Me hollering at them hollering at me. We're not gonna get anywhere like that. So I just yield to them and you know, let them go ahead and do their thing, right? But yeah, man. So anyway, if nobody has any questions about this story or nobody got something to say about this story, I'm gonna leave this one. I'm gonna put this one to the back because y'all know I'm keep telling y'all, man. Patrice got a show today. We got to go over there and support Patrice. So this is Dwayne Wade's daughter. They already said it's his daughter, but it's not his daughter as far as I know. It's still biologically a boy, but for the sake of respect, we'll identify as a daughter and say this is a daughter. But like I said, if I had a 15-year-old son that decided to say, hey, look, I want to be acknowledged as a female, a white female. Could I take him up to the courthouse? And I took him up to the courthouse and said, he's a white female. Would they stamp the paperwork? Or are they doing this because Dwayne Wade and his child is some type of way supposed to be leading the charge for this type of thinking process? And everybody knows that, so they're giving him leeway to do a lot of this stuff. Because I thought it was illegal. I thought a person under the age of 18 could do this stuff. Now, I knew people over the age of 18 could do it, which is that is what it is. But that's not no big deal. But the people under the age of 18, I just don't think, man. And Negro said you can't support your kid in anything they want. Well, I agree. I agree. I mean, it's got to be a line of demarcation where you say, wait a minute, you going to go rob a bank? Yeah, I'm going to rob a bank. Well, wait a minute. Can't support you on that one, man. Or you know, you want to make a life changing decision at 15. No, maybe not. Maybe not. It's a life changing decision, and so you should be at a certain age where you can decide legally decide what you want to do. But that's it. That's it. Anyway, that's that story, y'all. Let's move on because we got another story that's even deeper than this story, man. It's even deeper than this. Let's see. Okay, y'all. Let me ask y'all something, man. Why are so many men? Why are so many men, man, deleting so many women, man, and children? Why? Why, man? Why are we as men? Why are we as men? Are we ain't able to take the L no more? You remember back in the day, man, when we used to take the L? A woman would say, "I don't want to be with you no more." You be mad, you know, you be dejected. You won't eat for 2 weeks. You don't eat or nothing for 2 weeks, right? You listen to them old love songs, sappy songs. But about 2 or 3 weeks, you done with it, right? You done with it. Nowadays, man, these young men cannot take that L, man. They can't take no kind of L. It's sad, man. It's sad. I saw it, like I said, man. I was on another live stream, man, and I saw it, man. Cats can't even just take an L, just a little L. Oh, brother, I'm gonna let you. I'll yield to you. Let you speak. Oh, man, they just. And then when you could tell when most people can't take the L, man, is a result to insults, right? One thing I got to give Kevin Samuels, he did. He said that's the last line of defense is the insults, right? People when they can't, when the science and the logic and the mathematics are not on their side, they will just resort to insults, and that's what I saw. That's what I saw, man. And I'm not trying to do that, man. Think we trying to. I'll try to understand what's going on and give each other time to respond to each other, and we gotta have time to think about the response to that response. But sometimes not like that. Mom Brian said you would think that parents would make better choices when it comes to raising our children. The whole situation saddens me. Well, Yvonne, it's like they don't understand what support really is, right? Support is not always you your child's best friend, right? Sometimes to support them, you got to turn them around and put them in a position where you know they got to deal with it, or that what they looking to do, you're not going to allow them to do it because as the parent that that's not going to be a good decision for them. They can't see it, right? Only thing they can see is what they want in their heart. This child wants to be a girl so bad in his heart, he can't see the other stuff that's on the other side of it, right? Especially at this age, 15. You might get to 18 and decide, you know what? That was all a phase. I'm good. That could happen, right? But this man is making it difficult for that child to have that happen, which the child don't need. The child need, okay, maybe they do feel like they want to be a she or whatever, right? But taking any legal or physical action on that should wait until you're 18. My opinion. Just saying, my opinion. So then you said, I think some people have lost all hope and really have nothing to live for. It's just a bad situation. It's just a bad situation, Sister Indian, you know what I mean? But it just goes to show how far we walked away from from what God wants for us, right? How far we walked away to where we got to the point where a 15-year-old kid can say, I want to be a girl and I want everybody to address me as a girl and I want to um have this operation now at 15. There's no way. No judge in America should do that. But if they do, it's gonna be the death knell on them. That's gonna be the death knell. We know this society is going down, but once they agree to let a 15-year-old kid change their gender physically, surgically, it's over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. We're almost there. It's a wrap. 15-year-old kids should have to wait till 18. Just like somebody 18 has to wait until. How can you at 15 decide what gender you want to be, but you can't even give permission to have sex, can't even give consent to have sex. That's stupid. That is stupid. Absolutely makes no sense. I, I mean, it's just so many challenges in that lifestyle that you should be over 18 before you can handle that stuff, right? I saw literally yesterday, I saw a a transgender person that made a video and they were talking about the how can I put it? the surgically created vaginal cavity that they had closed up on them, and they had to go get a whole nother operation to make another one. It was sad, man. It was really sad. That dude was probably, well, that person was probably, I would say, probably 18, 19, 20, somewhere in there, and was upset because they hadn't had enough intercourse to keep that thing open. There's things you got to do to keep that stuff open. And this person was describing that and describing how the fact that they hadn't kept it open long enough that to where it just closed up. And the danger in closing it up is you have it's not able to be clean in there, and it can get a lot of infections in that. Once the hole closes up, you can get a lot of infections because you're not able to wash out that cavity, right? Oh yes, Sister Annie, it was it was something. It was something, right? I was like, ooh, ooh. But at least that person was over the age of 18, right? And you know what you're getting into, right? They sit you down and explain to you, and you know what you're getting into. You're over the age of 18. Not saying that you at your smartest at 18, but at least you at an age where whatever you do is just it's on you, right? You got the legal right to do whatever, right? So is what it is, man. New Growth said, Big Bro, you was just doing a lot of over talking too. Y'all was just being men. I had to overtalk, man, and that's what let me know that that wasn't my scene, man, because I usually don't overtalk, man. But I had to overtalk those dudes because, well, not overtalk them, but try to overtalk because they kept interrupting me, right? They don't see you as this super macho man. They'll just interrupt you, right? They'll just interrupt you. Hey, you ain't you. They just interrupt you, right? And you might have life saving information, but they're gonna interrupt you. They're gonna interrupt you, man. And you so to get the information out, sometimes I have to fight with them, but you know what I realized, brother, it's just not my scene. And but although, good network for that, people that want to, go there and hear a lot of back and forth and stuff like that, that's the place to go. As you can see, that live stream is got a lot of views, right? So hey, more power. But I'd rather talk to 10 people than 130 people, and nobody's able to get their point across. It's just the He-Man Woman Haters Club is just able to just push their program, right? Just this sound crazy to me. Anyway, shout out to Big Rick Slaps, by the way. Shout out to the Big Rick Slaps. You can catch him on Knowledge and Relationships, one half of the dynamic duo of Easily Rigged, man. The other half being, of course, Be Easy That Dude. You can catch him too over there on Knowledge and Relationships. Von Bryan said, persons with transsexualism after sex reassignment have considerably higher risk for mortality, suicide behavior, and psychological morbidity than the general population. Maybe so, Vaughn. I don't know. I mean, that might be true. I don't know, but you know, that my issue is the fact that they're you doing this to a 15-year-old kid. That's my issue. Now, once he gets 18, yeah, bombs away. He can do what he want, right? He could live on his own. He could do what he want. Well, he still can't get a drink, but he could live. He could at least, consent to sex, right? Now the point, man, we can't consent to sex, but we're gonna give you the right to change your name and gender. No, that should be something that you have to do after you turn the age of 18. That should be something, and I would think the average LGBTQ person would feel the same way. They wouldn't want to throw somebody. I mean, I think the majority of them wouldn't want to just throw somebody into that situation, knowing what's going to come when you actually get into there. When you actually get in that situation, they would say, hey, nah, let them turn 18 first, in my opinion. That's what they would say. But anyway, y'all, let's move on. Let's move on. Bruh, shout out to Arshawn, Critically Drinking. Haven't already subscribed to Critically Drinking, get on over there. What is you doing? Shout out to Harshawn. He dropped off a backpack liking it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, if you haven't already subscribed to Critically Drinking, get over there. What are you doing? Go over there, subscribe to Critically Drinking. Have just go listen to some real thinking over there, man. Even them guys, they break a lot of stuff down, man. Go over there and check them out. Von Bryan says, I don't believe that surgeons will perform that surgery unless a person is a certain age. And I think 15 is way below the age of the limit. Yeah, they're not supposed to, Von. But you can get on the plane, go to Mexico, go to Brazil, go to some of these other places, man, and get it done. I don't know, in America, probably shouldn't. I don't think a surgeon in America would do it, but they might. I don't know. The point is, I don't think they can get the surgery done, but just the gender change and all that, I think that should have waited. I think that should have waited until the age of 18, in my opinion. But because now you got a lot of open doors. Got a lot of open doors, right? Candace, you know, I got a son, 15. Wants to identify as a pregnant Caucasian woman. Can he do it? I want to change my gender. I want to change my race. I want to change everything, right? I want to change almost everything that describes you on that birth certificate. You could change it, right? If I go get my skin bleached and now I'm white all over like Michael Jackson, can I go change it to Caucasian? Will they let me do it? Especially at 15. Will they let me do it at 15? See, it's a lot of questions out here, man. A lot of questions. A lot of questions. All right, y'all. Let's get to these. Let's get to the men not taking the L's. Now, I was on a platform where nobody wanted to take no L, right? It's and so what we are told, like you said, New Growth. What we told is that, oh, that's just men being men. That's just men being men. Men being men are yelling and screaming at each other over each other. That's just men being men. Why is that men being men? Why is that acceptable as us being men? Why can't we have a conversation without having all that drama? What's going on? We'll get to that in just a second. Von Bryan said, "Did you see the NAAC Image Awards last night?" No, I did not, Von. Gabrielle and Dwayne Wade were given an award for their contribution to the LGBTQ community. Absolutely, what is going on here? Well, Vaughn, I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff for the community, but they bring an awareness, I think. But which I mean, I have no problem with that. But my problem is you taking this 15-year-old kid and putting all this pressure on this 15-year-old kid, and that is the problem for me. I don't think that's fair to his son or daughter, whatever you want to, recognize him or her as. I think that's a lot of pressure to put on a kid. It's just a kid, man. What does he know? I think about what I thought about at 15 years old, man. I was a knucklehead. I was a wreck. I was nothing. I was nothing to speak of in terms of trying to do something productive. And here you taking a 15-year-old kid and making them the martyr for the LGBTQ community. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair at all. Just like that other one we looked at the other day, y'all. We looked at the one, the Jazz, right? I am Jazz, right? 6, 7, 10, 8, 9-year-old kid. You're putting the whole weight of the LGBT community struggle on these people, man, and it's just not fair. They should be forced to wait until they're 18 years old before they start trying to even think about making all these transitions, right? When I say that, I mean legally. I'm not talking about, they're gonna dress how they want to dress, how they hair, how they want to hair, whatever, right? That's on them. But I'm talking about as far as legally changing everything, because one day one day Dwayne Wade's daughter might snap up and say, you know what? I don't really want to do this no more. You know what I'm saying? I want my pecker back, as they say back down south, right? I want my pecker back, right? Right? I want to be able to impregnate somebody, right? And that could happen, right? That could happen. It's a done deal. It's a wrap. It's a wrap for him, right? New Growth said, we as Black people accepting this no different from accepting crack addiction or murder. We have no principles outside of what they tell us is cool. I agree with you on that part. New Growth. Yeah, definitely. Well, homosexuality's been around for a while. So I don't think that's a big surprise. But letting these kids decide what they're gonna do, that's a whole nother thing, man. That's a whole nother issue. And it opens up a lot of can of worms. And I say it's not good. It's not good. It should be held back at least until they're 18 or the age where they can consent to at least sexual behavior. Then, hey, it's on them. That's my feeling anyway. Let me bring Vaughn up. Vaughn, what's going on with you, brother?
Hey, peace. What's up, brother?
Hey, you the man. You the man.
Hey.
Oh,
Well, again, thank you for having me up. But yeah,
always.
this is very interesting to me because it makes me question. How are we raising our children? You know, if we're allowing them to make certain decisions before they're, of a certain age. Now maybe this young man, has the proclivity to be with same gender or however you want to put it, you know but at the same time, let's go through some type of counseling. Let's see if this is something that you really want to do, first of all. And not only that, but by all means, you would have to wait till a proper age to make a full total decision on that. Because like you said, brother Clarence, your mind could change in the
Right.
next 3 to 4 to 5 years.
Right.
And now you're disappointed in what you have done with yourself. And this happens with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Who have these different types of reassignments and taking hormones and breast implants and things like that. You know, so I'm just saying. I'm a little disappointed. I watched the award show the other night, and I don't know. I just feel like we were awarding incorrect behavior.
How
And
so?
that was my opinion on that.
How so?
Well, to me, I couldn't see me allowing my child to make that type of decision at that early of an age.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Now, listen, if you like boys, that's a whole nother area right there. For me, it is. We can discuss that. We can talk about that. Be honest about however it is that you are feeling. But as far as transforming into anything else other than
Yeah.
what you are right now at
Yeah.
15, I'm going to need you to hold off on that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to think that through. you know I mean, at least up to the age of 25. You know what I'm saying? So that's
I don't
just
know
my
about
opinion on it.
25, man.
Well, that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
I
Your
would
body,
say at least until the age where they can consent to sex. If you're gonna say this is the age at which somebody can consent to sex, then that should be That should be at least a starting block for
Yeah.
somebody and able to take some kind of action. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, because you telling somebody, hey, you can change your gender, you can change your name and all that. Okay, cool. But you can't have sex till you're 18. That's illegal. Hey, that doesn't make no sense. Hey, that does not, to me at least, doesn't make no sense.
Well, now see me, I wouldn't necessarily, browbeat my child if they're coming to me saying, hey, well, Dad, I'm having these type of feelings. Okay, well, let's talk about it. You see what I'm saying? But no, at this particular moment, I know you want to put a dress on, but we won't be doing that right now.
Right.
See what I'm saying? I know you want to put the wig and the eyelashes on, but we're not doing that right now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Until you become mature enough to make that decision for yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And right now you could possibly be going along with some things that have influenced you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I know we've been having these conversations lately, and I've been listening. And some of these conversations have gotten quite heated. But yeah, I'm just throwing my opinion out there. That's all.
Yeah, I think we all pretty much. I think, like I said, man, I even think most of their community would say the same thing, man. I think they would say, hey, man, that's no, and a lot of them having gone through that experience would say you probably should wait. You know what I mean? Till you're a certain age, right? I would think that most of them would say the same thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, and all of us, if we were to look back when we were 15, what type of knowledge did we have at 15? You see what I'm saying?
I was the
We were,
greatest idiot that ever lived at 15
hey,
years old.
you and me both. See what I'm saying? You and me both. And we need to take that in consideration as parents.
Yeah.
So my prayers go out to that family. And
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, man, because they need it, man, because they are really in a bind in that situation, man, because and there's so much pressure you putting on these kids, man, to be the voice of a whole movement
sector of people, right?
Yeah, man, it's a lot of pressure, man, and I just feel like that's unfair, but that's me, man. What do I know?
Yeah, well, we know what we know.
I'm just an old man. I'm just an old man, Vaughn.
An old man trying to make it into the kingdom.
Yeah, man, that's it. I'm trying to, tiptoe in, right? But at least I'm not elderly, Vaughn. I know somebody that's elderly.
Hey,
right?
listen, watch it now. Watch it. I told you I live in my truth. I live in my truth like everybody else.
Oh man, shout out to Bob Bryant. Okay, Vaughn, we're gonna if anybody you guys want to comment on the first story we did, that's fine. We got to keep it pushing because I don't know if you know, Vaughn, but Patrice has a show today at 2:00 our time.
Okay, that's
right?
good.
So that's an hour and 15 minutes away. So we got about a good hour. We can go out here and play on the street until the street lights come on, man. So let's do it. Okay. Now my question, Vaughn, is: have you ever had to take that L, Vaughn? The love L, right? Where somebody you really like somebody and you expressed it to them and they looked at you like, what? No, I thought we're just brother and sister. No, no.
And you're talking about the big R, rejection, right?
Yeah, right.
Definitely, man. And oh, how I cried.
Man.
I would have to be honest. I was always love struck. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, man. If I guess I was the epitome of the word simp at one time.
Oh man, I am still, man. I am, man. But I mean, just you want to be, you wanted to something. You wanted to be with somebody, right? And they did not want to be with you, right?
Exactly.
And I mean, in no kind of way, right? No kind of way. I don't even see you like that, Vaughn. Vaughn, I don't see you like that. I see. This is the kiss of death, right, Vaughn? I see you like my brother. You
well,
did. You're dead in the water.
And
you're not going to try to have sex with her brother. right?
Exactly. Or you're put in the friend zone, as they say.
Right. That's basically the friend
Yeah,
zone, right?
I was put in the friend zone quite often in
Right. Me
my
too.
youth.
Me too. Hey, let's go do this, go do that. And so and you don't really see, I think because we get so we're so, as men, we can get really self-centered sometimes. We don't even think, we think, oh man, okay, the friend zone. That's a step up from nowhere, right? At least she didn't even know me. Now I'm in the
Right,
friend zone.
right. Yeah.
I will transcend the friend zone. You never transcend the friend zone, right? You never transcend the friend zone, man. But uh we be thinking, oh yeah, we're gonna get, and then we get hurt when we say, hey, I want to be more than just friends with you. And the girl goes, what? I can never see you like that. You're my brother.
Wow. Yeah.
You're like my brother, my uncle, right?
Wow. But I could honestly say, Brother Clarence, that I was really never that guy who tried to force you to be with me.
Yeah.
And that's probably because of the way I was raised or whatever. I just had I had the knowledge, at least I had the understanding to move on. You see
Yeah.
what I'm
Well,
saying?
see, that's good.
Although the hurt was there, you see what I'm saying? And the damaged ego and all of that goes along with it, you know. But I did know to go ahead and move on.
See,
I learned that early on. You can't make someone be with you.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
And see, we see this play out in so many different ways, right? Like we see this in the Bible, we see this in Quran, we see this places where it plays out where even God, man, God is doing so much for us, right? But God is not going to can't force us to, accept him, right? We either going to accept him or we not.
Right.
And if you don't,
Right.
that's its own reward right there, right? But
Yeah.
But my point is this: a lot of times, our young men, man, they don't know how at this age stage of the game. Back when we were coming up, man, you took a L. You won. What they say: you win some, you lose some, right? You
Yeah. That's it.
sometimes you took the L, sometimes you didn't, right? But you didn't
Yeah.
go out trying to mark nobody or nothing like that. I was watching something the other day, man.
Mm,
It's unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. This young man, 20 years old.
mm.
This sister was getting ready to have his baby, right? She already had a baby by somebody else. She was going to have his baby. She miscarried the baby, right? She already had a 3-year-old son. He got mad at her for miscarrying the baby, right? Who wants to miscarry a baby? Anyway, because she wanted to have the baby, she just miscarried it. He got so angry with her, he murked her and he murked her 3-year-old baby. This is how cold this dude was. He threw the baby in the river, ice cold river. He threw a 3-year-old kid off of a bridge into a river. I mean, dude, just cold blooded, man.
Wow.
Cold
That's
blooded.
that. Now that's crazy, man. That is insane right there.
But that's my point, man. What is driving us to be so crazy? Like this I got here on the screen, right? Man, this dude, uh, he murks this lady that was working at the facility he was working at. It's crazy, man. 16-year-old girl. I think the dude was like 25, 26 years old. Murks a 16-year-old girl because she don't want to have nothing to do with him. I mean, it's crazy, man.
Yeah. It really is. It's that controlling spirit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say,
In other words, if I can't have you, nobody else can. Because
well,
see, I'm in charge. It's
right,
crazy.
well, can I read something, man? Can I read something?
Yes, sir. Go
I
ahead.
know, I know you get tired of me with these Bible verses, man. I'm gonna read something for you.
Hey, listen, man. I never get tired of going over the word, listening to the word. You see what I'm saying? That's good for my soul. So yeah.
Hey, warning, warning, warning. Bible verse is coming. Bible verse is coming. Warning, 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 warning,
Meh,
warning.
meh, meh.
All right, wait a minute. New Growth says, horrible, but why make it a gender specific? It happens from both sexes. I don't know what you're talking about with specifically. You know what he's talking about, Vaughn?
Yeah, actually, I do. Because it goes both ways. You have the women who want reassignment, and I believe that's what he's talking about, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have men who want the sexual reassignment. So it's twofold. And I'm not sure if that's where he's coming from, or maybe he misinterpreted something that we were saying. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. All right. Hey, New Growth, you might have to break that one down a little bit more so we can give you a good answer, brother. All right, so we're gonna read from Hosea chapter 4, y'all. And so this is our brother Hosea, and he's telling Israel, y'all ain't doing so good, right? But basically he's breaking down how the society, how they fell apart by not following and appreciating the God that took care of them and stood by them the whole time, right? Wait, Black Negro says a woman in my city just burned her babies in the oven because the baby daddy didn't want to be with her. Yeah. I'm not making. Well, hold on. Okay, Negro. What I'm saying is, I get this. You know what, Vaughn? I get this question all the time. You didn't say both people. I'm not talking about both people, right? I'm talking about the men right now. We could do a show all about women that do a lot of because a lot of women are out there doing stuff.
Well,
But
maybe it's good to put that out there, in the beginning for
but
those who feel that it's just one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, today, ladies and
hey,
gentlemen,
see,
we're going to be talking about the men who are doing this,
yeah, I
even
mean
though
that's
we are aware that the women do it as well.
right. And so we just
Yeah.
that's all. We just talking about men right now because that's I think that we got a better chance of getting them to turn around than hitting this, saying, well, women do this and women do that too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they
Because
do. I mean,
yeah, they
hey,
do,
let's be honest about it. They, they
but
they do these things as well.
but I think
There
if
was
we
a
sweep,
woman that drove all of her kids into Lake Michigan when I
yeah,
lived in Chicago. You see what I'm saying? So they're,
yeah,
the women are, they're not excused from this topic at all.
yeah. I saw one where woman had woman had in Detroit. I think probably everybody heard about this one, but she had two of her kids in the freezer, cut up in the freezer, and she had them there for like 2 years. The fathers were looking for these kids. That's what the only thing that happened. The fathers were looking for these kids, and she kept telling everybody that with the fathers. So people call up to the father saying, "Hey, where's so and so?" And the fathers was like, "What?" They was standing down there with the mother, and then that's when it kicked off, right? And then in the court, the mother who murked these kids and put them in the freezer, um, blamed the fathers. Said, y'all the reason why I did that. I was like, but anyway, all right, let's get to Hosea. Hosea, the prophet Hosea, man, he going in on Israel, man. Y'all tripping, man. And this is why. So he's kind of breaking down how come things are going bad for him because they kind of like don't want to give God his praise for what he's been doing for him, right? All right, so Hosea 4:1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. Holy smokes. That was pretty sweeping, Vaughn. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood toucheth blood. What does that mean, Vaughn?
Well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory right there.
So some of us don't understand, man. All right, let's see. Therefore shall the land mourn, right? Because you guys are tripping. There shall the land mourn. That means that you ain't getting no good crops. And everyone that dwelt therein shall languish. And the beasts of the with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of the heaven, yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. So they're gonna be diminished, right? Because they're not being proper. Yet let no man strive nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priest. Therefore, therefore shalt thou fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. Ouch! Ouch! Not good, not good, not good. What does that mean?
Well, I'm going to let you read and break the scripture down
All
today.
right, all right, all right.
This is your text that you're
Get it good
taking.
up for myself, right?
Yeah, I'm going to let you handle it, bro.
Shout out to Bolo TV. That's what we need up here. We need Bolo TV. We do another one. Bolo Man. Let me put the link out here. Bolo, if he wants to come up here. Let's see. All right. So this prophet Hosea, he's going in on Israel. Man, y'all tripping. Y'all not giving God his due, man. And this is why y'all having problems, right? Said, therefore, thou shalt fall in the day, and the prophet shall also fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. Yikes. Yikes. So what does that mean?
That doesn't sound good. Go ahead, read.
That does not sound good, right? Well, so hey, things are not going to be good in Israel, right? Things are not going to be good in Israel. And I'm going to destroy your mother. I'm going to cut you off from what you think you know. I'm going to cut you off from it. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, as that thou shalt be no priest to me. Okay, y'all ain't got no real priests up in here. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. Holy smokes.
And that, and that's a very popular scripture, because we say that quite a bit. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
And we hear that all the time. And there's a lot of truth to that, because you because of your lack of knowledge, you are making decisions that are detrimental to your soul. Right. So yeah, go ahead, read.
Right. So for lack of knowledge, people, you reject knowledge. So now you rejected knowledge. Your children don't even go get a chance to get that knowledge, because you rejecting it at your level. Children ain't gonna get it. They automatically gonna go wrong. They're automatically gonna be forgotten. They're automatically gonna walk away from God, because they don't know God, because you withheld it. You rejected the knowledge of God. You rejected.
And see, that's why the scripture also brings up that you should raise up a child in the way that he should go. Right. And when he becomes older, he will return to it. He won't depart from it. Right. And these are true sayings. So,
all right, number 7. As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore, I will change their glory into shame. Now, this is Hosea speaking for God, right? They eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart on their iniquity, right?
Wait a minute now. That's a good one.
Okay,
they eat up the sin of my people, and they set their hearts on their iniquity.
Right.
And so how do you define iniquity, Brother Clarence?
Iniquity is other than righteousness, right?
Yeah, iniquity is sin, but it's sin that you do on a continual basis. Okay. It's sin that you continue to practice.
Okay.
It's practice sin.
Okay. So the people ate up on my sin.
Yeah.
They ate up the sin of my people.
I'm sorry, you're supposed to be breaking down this scripture.
No. Come on with it, bro. They ate up who's the they? The they. And they set their heart on iniquity. Who's the they?
The people that are found in iniquity. Those people that have sinned against God.
Right.
Those people that have gone contrary to the laws of God.
They're creating a culture where this is going to be normal, right? They're creating a culture where this is gonna be normal. They eat up the sin of the people, and they set their heart on iniquity, right?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they don't object to the sin. They eat it up. It's food for them. They don't object. They don't spit it out. They eat it. Oh yeah, you doing wrong, no problem. And they waiting to set them up, set their hearts on their iniquity. When they see them caught up, they waiting to pounce on them, right? And there shall be like people, like priests, and I will punish them for their ways and reward them for their doings. Uh-oh. Look like who's gonna get it the most, who's gonna get the hardest blow. People that saying they with it.
Yeah. And the next scripture is even, I mean, man, when you read that one, that's horrible.
Hold on tight, y'all. Hold on tight. We're gonna get all the way through it. We're gonna get all the way through it. But why are the people like this? What are we talking about? We're talking about how did our beloved brothers and sisters get to the point where they're willing to do all this violence to each other for silliness? We Hosea had the same conversation with Israel, and so we kind of looking at the same type of things, right? For they shall eat and not have enough. Uh-oh.
Now, what does that mean? That that means you're never going to be satisfied,
right?
It's never enough for you.
Satisfaction
the sin that you're eating up. You see what I'm saying?
Never
you
enough,
need
right,
more
Vaughn?
and more. Yeah, you need more and more fuel from it.
I gotta tell another lie, and another lie, and another lie,
yeah,
and still that don't cover it, and another lie, and that don't cover it, and another lie, and that don't cover it. Exactly. They shall commit whoredom. Uh-oh. I don't know if you ever heard of this one, Vaughn. I don't know if you ever heard of this one. They shall commit whoredom.
Well, yeah, exactly. We talk about these 304s or whatever we call them, but we neglect to speak about those who are whoremongers. You see what I'm saying?
Well, let's talk about
the whoredom. Listen, you have the hoes, but then you have the whoremongers.
Well, it's the mentality, right? They shall commit whoredom. What is whoredom? What would one call a? Let's look that up, Vaughn. Let's look up the word whore.
Well, we know what that means, Brother Clarence. I don't know if we need to look it up.
Let's just get a working definition.
But you can be a whore to a lot of things. You can be an attention whore. You see what I'm saying? You can be the type of whore that is given to sex. You can be, there's different types of whoredoms. You know what I mean? So go ahead and read it.
It says a prostitute, derogatory, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's get back to so they shall commit whoredom. Whoredom meaning that they for money, they move for money, and if money is over right and wrong, then they will move for the money, right? They don't have a line in the sand where they say this is off limits here because this is God said we shouldn't do this here, or our culture says we shouldn't do this here. They don't have that line there. Like God had gave them a line. They don't respect that line, right? Like you said, Vaughn, whoredom can mean anything, right? Whoredom to sex, whoredom to money, whoredom to, whatever, right? Food, whatever. Okay. And shall not increase. Okay, they should commit whoredom and shall not increase.
That means you're gonna be. That means you're a whore that won't get paid.
You
anyway,
can't
go ahead.
make it work. You can't make it work. You keep on doing it. I'm about this money. I'm about the cheese. And you get more money, and you still not satisfied. You still not happy. You still can't get happy. You get the more and more and more, but you never get the increase. You never get the increase on the inside. You never get the increase on the inside. Because they have left off to take heed to the Lord. Right?
And see, that's a major part of this scripture right here is, because they have left off to take heed or take not heed, or is it take heed to the Lord?
They said take heed to the Lord, but they mean that they
Well, they
most of the
left
time
off.
they
They
don't
left
listen.
off. Yeah, I
Right.
see.
Most of the time
It
they
says
don't
they
listen.
left off. Yeah. In other words, they negate it to
Correct.
take heed to the Lord. And this
Correct.
is the problem that we see in the world today. You know, we are a nation that has basically turned our backs on God. You
Shout
know,
out to Chill, by the way.
we don't want God at all. We want all of the nice things and the blessings. We want all of the blessings, but then yet we don't want God. So
Yeah,
that's where we kind of are right now.
but you can't get the bless. See, this. Listen up. Gather around, y'all. Gather around. Gather around. Gather around. Okay. We think that trinkets and money is God's blessing, right? A lot of our people out here with us say, "Hey, if you ain't what was one of the reasons, one of the problems they had with Jesus? Same thing, the same problem they had with Prophet Muhammad, right? This dude is on a dusty camel. This is the prophet of God? What are you talking about? Same thing with Jesus, right? This dude, wait a minute, that's God's begotten son? But he, look at him. Hey, he looked like he need a bath and a shave. What's going on with him? Y'all, come on, man. You got to do better than that, right? You got to do better than that, right? People said the same thing about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. They said, hey, man, this dude, if he's the prophet of God, how come apples don't just fall at his feet? How come oranges don't just fall at his feet? Why do he have to have a job and work? Couldn't understand. So here we are talking about the blessings of God is way beyond your ability to see to understand. You're going to have to feel it to understand. You understand what I'm saying to y'all. You have to have the vibration to feel it. How many of y'all have seen people that live in the country, they retired and they ain't rich, but they so at peace. They so at peace. They more peaceful than a person who got millions of dollars.
And
They at
that's why
peace.
that's why they have that scripture that says, the blessings of the Lord maketh rich and added no sorrow. You
Shout
see
out
what
to
I'm
Red
saying?
Lipstick Vibes, by the way.
Yeah. But the blessings of the Lord maketh rich and added no sorrow. What do you think that means, Brother Clarence?
I know what it means, man. It's as a
Do you
person
see
that
what I'm
has
saying? It adds
had
no
to call
sorrow to it. When God blesses you, sorrow doesn't really come along with it.
yeah.
And a lot of us, we make all of this money and we have big fat bank accounts, but
But
we're
see,
empty on the
let's get this
inside.
straight. Let's get this straight, Vaughn. Just because God bless you, don't mean there ain't no work involved in it. That
No, no,
doesn't mean
no.
there
I
ain't no
know
work
that.
involved in it. There ain't gonna be
Of
a little
course.
struggle in there. Don't
Of
mean that.
course. Of
It
course.
just means you can see the prize. You can see exactly what you're working for, and you know what's supposed to happen at the end, right?
But see, what I'm saying is when we acquire these things and we consider them as blessings, because I have the nice house,
right,
I have this big mansion on a hill, and
right,
it's beautiful. You know what I'm
right.
saying? The backyard with the pool, but yet I can't afford it. You see what I'm saying? God
Yeah.
don't bless you like that. If he's going to bless you with the house, you're going to be able to afford it. It adds no sorrow. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah, go ahead and read.
Thank you, brother. Where are we at? Number 11. Whoredom and wine and new wine take away the heart. Excuse me.
Too much Henny. Too much Henny.
Too much Henny.
Too much Henny.
Pour a little loud for the homies that ain't here. All
Too much Henny.
right. My people ask counsel at their stocks and at their staff declares unto them, for the spirit of whoredoms hath caused them to err. Wow. Now here we are, y'all. Here we are. The spirit of whoredoms has caused them to err. We chasing all this other stuff other than the God, right? So it caused us to err, right? We talking about these men that can't take the L, right? They
Wow,
so
this is good
busy.
stuff.
they so busy trying to be, I'm a man. Vaughn, I'm a man. I'm a man's man. Right? And I tell my wife to do this, and I put my foot down, bam, it reverberates the whole house. Because I'm a man's man. Right? But it caused them to err. Man, I was watching this thing the other day. Brother, man, took his wife on a vacation, right? He been whooping on her for about 10 years. She said that's it. But she knew she was leaving on the vacation. She was like, oh yeah, let's go on vacation. She knew she was out. She had all her stuff ready to go. He was like, why you got all those everything packed up? Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna wear, whatever. Man, he took her and so he did. He got a little tipsy and he whooped on her, right? She called the police. Man, he was like, what's going on? He was like clueless, like, well, what's going on? That wife was grabbing so much stuff, man. She was up out of there. She was up out of there, man. He was like, what, you don't have to do this. You have to do this. She was like, get out my way. Move. Oh, it was so funny, man. She was like, get out my way. I'm done getting slapped around. I'm done. Police came, man. It was sad for the brother, man, because he just had no clue. But his whoredoms caused him to err. He think, oh, I could just keep whooping on this woman. You know what I said to myself, Vaughn? I said, you're lucky they letting that girl walk out of here. Like, that girl could poison you to death.
Brother Clarence.
Yes, sir.
I think you have somebody backstage. Did you check it out?
Oh, I do have somebody backstage, huh?
Ah.
Let's see. One little pig, two little pig, three. Ay.
First of all, I know you saw me back there for a minute, man.
No, I didn't, man. I was actually.
Well, how's everybody doing?
Right up, man. I'm gonna put you right up, man. But I'm glad said something, man.
What's up? What's up, man?
What's going on, VB? How's everything? I hope everyone in the chat as well. I can't stay long, but I just wanted to add a little context to what you guys are reading.
Okay.
This Hosea chapter 4, people use it as a dual scripture, pertaining to the children of Israel. But this is specifically speaking to the leaders, the shepherds. So when you were talking about the day that you were speaking on, and I believe in verse 8, when it says they eat up the sin of my people, they set up their heart on it. It's talking about the leaders that are propagating the sin of Israel, opposed to putting them in their place.
Correct.
So was he speaking to the priest?
He's speaking to the priests. That's why he said there'll be no more priests to me. Right? When you read above 6, it says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I'll also reject you from being a priest for me. So he's speaking to the priests that you are propagating. Instead of you being up there and checking my people and making sure that they're right, you guys are propagating and feeding into their sin and iniquity, and you're leading them astray. So that's, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to give that context. So, it is a dual scripture. You can use it for the people, but here it's speaking towards the bishops, the leaders, the shepherds. So our job is to stand in front, and our job is to magnify our people's wrongdoings and say, this is wrong, this is right, this is what we ought to do. But these people here are going with the people so that they can keep the power. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because when you stand against somebody, that's when, they start to look at you and start to, question your authority. But we stand in the authority of Christ. So you're supposed to stand for the abominations that be done on the earth, regardless of whether people curse you, whip you, whatever the situation might be. These men are going with the people, opposed to standing against what they're doing, which is wrong. So that's all I had to come up there. Came up here to say I love you, brothers, and keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. That's a good point.
Man. If you haven't already subscribed to Bolo TV, man, get on over to subscribe to Bolo TV. Bolo, you got a show tonight?
No, not tonight. Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. Okay, go on in and get you some blessings over there at Bello TV.
Love you, brother. Love you guys.
All right, see you later, brother. All right, that was Bolo TV, man, backstage.
Yeah, man. Listen, he brought out a very interesting point.
If I had known he was back there, I would have made it. I would have made him wait. No,
no, I don't do the brother like that. But yeah, you know, and it's a good thing because a lot of our spiritual quote unquote leaders of today, you know, this is definitely a message to them because they're definitely a lot of them are in a pimp. They present themselves in a pimp role, you know, and they're pimping the congregation.
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
If you tell the truth, if you go through there and you tell the truth, you're not gonna have no congregation no more. You're gonna kill your business.
Yeah, but why deceive the people because of numbers?
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know, we're so bent on numbers and clicks and likes and views, you know, that we're willing to undermine the truth. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we want to hide the truth because if we do tell it, then maybe so many people wouldn't watch my show.
There you go.
Maybe my numbers would be down. Maybe I wouldn't have so many people in my congregation. You see,
I'm only gonna have 10 people like Brother Clarence.
yeah, but see, that means now that's a very selfish. That's a very selfish approach to ministry. You see what I mean? That's a very selfish approach to ministry, man. But we see it happening all the time. So what is Brother Hosea saying now?
Okay, Brother Hosea, he's getting down the line, man. He's really getting at him, man. He said, my people ask counsel at their stocks, and their staff declared unto them, for the spirit of whoredoms hath caused them to err. Ooh. Ooh. So now he's breaking it down like, man, hey, look, y'all done went left and right away from everything. And now it's just got to the point where y'all are just crazy, right? You can't even let a girl tell you, hey, I don't want to be with you no more. What? If I can't be with you, nobody can. Right? Yeah, and they have gone a whoring from under their God. What you mean? Whoring from under their God. That means, man, you looking for somebody. You looking for somebody to make you feel good, right? But you won't look at God, right? Why? Why won't the people look at God? Because God comes with discipline. He's gonna say, hey, man, you know what? If you want to be with me, then you're gonna to have some discipline on some things. Or we don't want no discipline, God. We want to do what we want to do, and we'll check in with you when we want to. Because we got these priests, like Bolo said, we got these priests they're gonna let us do our thing. They never gonna condemn us, even though we walked away from God. They ain't gonna condemn us. So now our children don't even know God. Our children, look at us in the Black community. Our children don't even know God. You're out here doing all this heinous stuff to each other. They don't even know God. Sad, man. Sad. They sacrifice upon the tops of mountains and burn incense upon the hills under oaks and poplars and elms, because the shadow thereof is good. So they doing stuff that makes them feel good, but it's not what God told them to do. Right?
And you know, and that's why, you know, there's a word that says these people worship me with their lips. You see what I'm saying? But their hearts are so far from me, you know. So it's easy to go up to the top of the mountain and didn't I burn a sacrifice, Lord? Didn't I burn incense? See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Didn't I speak and speak in tongues and you know, didn't I repent at the right moment? You know, but these are antics that we're doing before God. But our hearts are not sincerely toward him. We have the form of godliness, but yet we're denying the power of God. In other words, it's a front, it's a facade.
Yeah.
It's like a mirage. What you see really isn't there.
Definitely, right? All right, let's finish up. Let's finish up, because Hosea was getting at the people, right? He said, therefore your daughters shall commit whoredom, and your spouses shall commit adultery. Now, we know that Hosea was asked to be with a promiscuous woman.
I knew you were going to get to that point sooner or later.
Was he not?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell the story, man. I believe you expounded on it before one time.
Okay, so the brother Hosea had a wife.
He has a little experience, right?
right? He had a wife, and unfortunately for Brother Hosea, his wife was not too ready to settle down at one point.
She
Right?
was for the streets.
She was for the streets. Thank you, Vaughn. Very apropos right here. His wife was
Just to
still
break it
kind of
down,
for the
earthly
streets.
plane, right?
She was still kind of for the streets, right? and so,
she was streetish.
he
She
didn't
was
want to
streetish.
marry. He didn't want to get back with her, but he was told, "Hey, you know what? You get back with that woman. That woman, she's a better person now. Get back with her, right? She will definitely be able to help you get to where you're trying to get to." But he didn't see it right away, so but he obeyed, right? But my point is this: therefore your daughter shall commit whoredom. Now, our daughters, specifically in the Black community, our daughters, what are they seeking? They ain't seeking God's love and mercy. They seeking attention. They seeking views and likes.
Yeah, they trying
They
to
willing to whore themselves out for it.
work.
They willing to whore themselves out for it. And your spouses are committing adultery. When your spouse see you, they don't see God's love and mercy in you, right? They see, a lot of times they see us as, I'm talking about men and women. They see the other person as a means to an end, or a conquest, or a possession, right? They don't see you as a person, right? They don't see you as a person that needs to grow. Your spirit has got to be able to sing, right? They talk about the bird in the gilded cage, right? Bird that sang and sang and sang, and every morning the man would get up and hear the bird singing outside his window, and the bird sang beautiful songs, and the man said, "Hey, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take that bird and I'm gonna put it in the cage, and that way that bird will sing songs for me every morning." You put the bird in the cage, and what happened? Bird don't sing no more. Bird don't sing no more. Why? Because it's spirit. Even though you bringing it food, you don't have to go out and get food no more, because you bringing it food. You taking care of all of its needs, but that's not what is in his heart. His heart is to be free. Your heart is to be free. Our hearts, brothers and sisters, our hearts are to be free, right? We should never be under the tutelage of no man that ain't under the tutelage of God, right? Our hearts should be free, ring free. Like they said, the captives, there was a people that was captive in the Bible. I forgot this one, but they was captives, and their captors said to them, "Sing us a song of Zion. Sing us one of the songs of Zion." We used to, man, as soon as our boats came up to you guys' shore, we could hear y'all singing those songs.
Mm-hmm.
And they said to him, "How can we sing
the songs of Zion in
the
a strange
songs
land?"
in a strange land,
Yeah.
among the strange people? Those songs we sang when we were free on our own shores. You expect us to sing like we are free people when we know we slaves? How can you ask that of us? You really don't know, right? But here it is, brothers and sisters. Therefore your daughters shall commit whoredom, right? A lot of our women, not all Black women, but a lot of our women, they don't know what to look for in a man. You don't know what to look for. So instead of looking for a man, you say, forget it. Let me look for some worshipers. Let me look for followers. And sometimes they may whore themselves out, get an OnlyFans page, and whore themselves out. Right? Terrible, man. Terrible. All right, so let's finish. I will punish your daughters when they commit whoredom. Oh, ouch. Nor your spouses when they commit adultery. For he said, I will not punish them. Excuse me. For they themselves are separated with whores. You already got your own punishment by walking away from the God. You walk away from God. That's your own punishment right there. And they sacrifice with harlots, right? They're getting greasy, man, with harlots out there, right? They therefore the people that doeth not understand shall fall. Okay, so everybody that's not understanding what I'm saying, you continuing on, you keep on going with this nonsense, you guys are gonna have it. It's gonna be done. You're gonna be done. Though thou Israel play the harlot, yet let not Judah offend, and come not ye unto Gilgal, neither go ye up to Beth-haven, nor swear the Lord liveth. That means, man, once you continue going like this, don't go and touch nobody else. Judah, stay away from Judah, stay away from Gilgal, stay away from Beth-haven, stay away, and don't even try it that the Lord lives within you guys, because he don't, right? For Israel slideth back as a backsliding heifer. What's a heifer? That's a cow that don't produce, right? She eating the grass and everything, but a heifer don't produce nothing, right? Don't have no cows, barely won't give you no milk, right?
Just
Now the Lord will feed them as a lamb in a large place, right? Hey, I'm gonna let you do your thing, but don't look to me. If Ephraim is joined to the idols, this is Israel, but this is uh, like Bolo said, the higher people in Israel is joined to the idols, the teaching community, the scribe community. Let him alone. Their drink is sour. They have committed whoredom continually. Her rulers with shame do love give ye. Right? So they're giving you rulers that have that that should be shameful rulers. They're giving them to you. Those are the kind of rulers they putting out there on you. The wind hath bound her up in her wings, and they shall be ashamed because of their sacrifices. Right? Everybody knows what's going on over there, right? And so when they hear about it all, they're going to be put on blast. But what's the point? What was the point of this? The point of this whole thing was, how did we get here? How did we get here to where we able to do these horrible things to each other, man? How did we get here? It's a terrible situation. But holy smokes, y'all. Sister Andy said, Psalms, man. She said, hey, hold on, Sister Andy. Hold on, Sister Andy. She about to throw it. She about to get it going on us, man. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me play a little bit of this clip here. Here we go, y'all. This is an ugly situation right here. This is the story about the sister Susana Morales, and we're gonna watch a little bit of this press conference, y'all.
JD McClure Police Department. Today I'll be providing an update as it relates to the death of 16-year-old Susana Morales of Norcross, Georgia. Before I begin, I'd like to extend my condolences to the family, friends, and former classmates of Susana on behalf of the Gwinnett County Police Department. Additionally, I will take you through a brief timeline of events and then provide for you an update as to where we are today. On July 26th at approximately 6 p.m., we know that Susana Morales left her home on Santa Ana Drive in Norcross and walked a short distance to the Sterling Glen apartment complex on Indian Trail Road. There, she met with her friend for about 4 hours, and at about 10 o'clock, she began her trek back to her house. We know that between 10 and 10:30 p.m., Susana had an interaction with an individual and ultimately was not seen or heard from again. This case was immediately assigned to our Criminal Investigations Division, who worked diligently on this case and followed up on a number of leads and tips. However, those leads and tips did not come to fruition. We know that on February the 6th, a citizen who was walking in the area of Drowning Creek Road and Highway 316 happened upon skeletal remains. The Gwinnett County Police Department sealed that crime scene. the crime scene, or correction, the Gwinnett County medical examiner took custody of those remains, and they were positively identified as having belonged to Susanna Morales. The following morning, February 7th, we brought out a large contingency of police personnel and conducted a methodical and meticulous search known as a grid search. And during that search, we located a firearm that had been reported stolen on July 27th. This is the same day that Susanna was reported missing. That firearm we traced back to a 22-year-old former Dorville police officer named Miles Bryant. Bryant then became a person of interest in our case. We continue investigating, and on February 13th, we secured warrants for concealing the death of another. Since that time, our criminal investigators have been working this case continuously, and we have reached a threshold to where these charges have now been upgraded to felony murder and kidnapping charges. I would like to thank the Gwinnett County District Attorney's Office for their assistance, along with the Dorville Police Department. And at this time, I'll take any questions that you may have.
Is it possible that Ms. Morales was raped? It was mentioned that earlier.
There is a possibility, and one of the things I really want to do now is talk about the timeline, okay? Recall my earlier statement. Susanna went missing sometime between 10 and 10:30 p.m. on July 26th. Our investigation has revealed that she died, we believe, sometime between the time she was taken, between 10 and 10:30 and 2 a.m. on the morning of the 27th. You'll recall she was reported missing on the morning of July 27th at 9 a.m. So by the time she was reported missing, we have every reason to believe that Susanna was deceased.
Can you talk about the possible relationship between Morales and Bryant? Have you been able to make any sort of connection? Did they know each other? Was he the person who approached, or you said that there was an individual? Just talk about
Correct.
What relationship, if any.
Right. So again, we know that Susanna visited her friend at Sterling Glen apartment complex where Bryant served as the courtesy officer. We have looked at the idea or if there was some type of knowledge or relationship, but so far we have not made that connection. So we do not know.
All right. All right. All right, y'all. So this brother here, the brother that I was talking about, this is the chief of police in Gwinnett, but there's a brother that was working as a security officer at this apartment complex, and he saw this 16-year-old girl and decided that he wanted to have pleasures with her, but she's only 16 years old, right? Just a kid, man. Just a kid. Now, y'all wonder, well, why, Clarence, why'd you read all that scripture and all that stuff? Why? Because it shows us how we got to the point where there would be even a man that would think to do something to try to have issues with this baby and then murk her. How did we get here? How do we get here? See, we got to have, brothers and sisters, we got to have a standard of behavior. We have to have a code of conduct. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, thank you, Sister Annie. Appreciate you. We got to have a code of conduct, right? We have to have the code of conduct. Sister Enya, he did that because he obviously tried to have his way with her. He was scared that she was going to speak up and finger him and identify him as the one that had tried to have his way. So he said, hey, I can, and I don't know why these guys think this way. They sick, they twisted, and they're possessed. They're demonically possessed because how did he think that this girl, he was just going to bury her body and it was just going to go away? It's not going to just go away. People have family, man. They're going to be looking for them, right? These people are going to be looking for you. Ain't nobody going to be like, oh, well, my daughter haven't come home in 3 weeks. Oh, well, she must have just been gone. Oh, well. No. People are gonna be like, "Where's this person at?" And they're gonna try to find out who the last person was with them and everything, right? Anyway, these guys don't never remember that stuff. All right, so yeah, so this guy, he did what he did with her, and then he tried to have his way with her, right? Let me show y'all another case. But I'm trying to show y'all, man, that we as men, not only just men, now I would say, like Vaughn was saying, not only as men, but women are doing this stuff too. But I'm just talking about men right now.
Right.
I'm just talking about men right now. Okay, here's another sister right here, right? Another sister. Let's listen to her story.
With her kids. That's until her boyfriend, who's accused of killing her, snuffed out her future. Billy Adams lured Elena Sims with a promise of a party days after he was double murder. And tonight, in a story you'll only see on Fox 13, one juror tells us they knew he would kill again. Fox 13's Janae Lewis joins us live in studio with this powerful story. Hi there, Janae. What exactly brought this juror to come forward?
Mark, the juror decided to speak with us given the publicity of the case because he wanted people to understand their role. He says it was a horrible feeling to see Sims' death happening just days after Adams' acquittal. January 27, 2023, more than 2 years after being charged with the murders of Trayvon Albury and Daniel Thompson.
State of Florida versus Billy Adams III.
Billy Adams would hear the jury's verdict on murder charges. On count 1,
the defendant is not guilty.
On count 2,
the defendant is not guilty.
Visible relief on Adams' face, but...
Okay, real quick, y'all, real quick. This brother right here in the middle, was at a recording studio, right? He invited 2 other brothers to come over there, right? Okay, so the 2 other brothers, he said he was just coming out of the booth or something, and he saw where the 2 brothers that he had invited over was about to rob the studio studio engineer, right? So he pulled his weapon on him and he killed them, both guys, right? This is him getting off with the self-defense. He got off. Double murder, he walked from it, right? Now watch and see what he's gonna do just days later. Okay.
Now we know the jury wasn't exactly comfortable with its decision.
I want to make clear that no one on the jury actually believed Billy Adams' testimony, but we didn't have to believe his testimony. What we needed to find was proof of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. And we could not find that.
Asking us to conceal his identity for safety, this juror spoke exclusively to Fox 13, calling the deliberations intense and initially divided.
I feel strongly because the prosecution left gaping holes in their case, and they did not equip us with what we needed to reach a verdict of premeditated first-degree murder.
Adams claimed he was in fear for his life when he fired the fatal shots in a home recording studio. He even took the stand and testified in his own defense. Criminal defense attorneys not involved with this case say these kinds of cases are always tough for prosecutors.
Especially in a case like this, where you have a defendant who takes the stand and he tells the story and he looks the jurors in the eyes in a convincing manner, explaining why he felt that it was necessary for him to act in self-defense and kill them before he could be killed.
Wow. Let me move it ahead because
that's crazy.
He got off on that charge.
So he got off on a double murder.
Double murder, he walked. And then days later, he kills his chick.
Yeah. Wow.
All
and
right,
then days later, he ended up deleting someone else.
Yes. This chick right here. Okay, let me play it.
Acquittal, Tampa police would find the body of 22-year-old Elena Sims feet away from her young son sleeping. Police would quickly link Adams to her death, alleging he lured her there, then shot and killed the pregnant woman because he didn't want to be a father. When this juror heard that news,
it came as quite a shock, even though I expected at some point he might reoffend. I didn't think it would be just a few days after we acquitted him.
He believes the next jury Billy Adams faces will be in a better position.
We had to follow the law, and I'm glad that in this second case, this second trial, there will be apparently overwhelming evidence of his guilt, the next jury will be able to take this person off the streets for good.
We received a statement from the state attorney's office that reads in part, while we respect the verdict of the jury in the prior case, we disagreed with it, and that is why we prosecuted him. We will continue to work with TPD to prosecute him for these latest crimes. Adams was denied bond in the most recent case, where he's also claiming self-defense. Police say Adams admitted to the latest killing after the stories he gave him didn't add up.
Jenny Lewis.
So wait a minute.
What?
So now he wanted to use the same excuse of self-defense.
Yeah, against this girl.
Man, come on, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. I don't believe he's going to get very far with that.
Oh no, he's not, man. They got his phone records. They got video surveillance of him. Man, they got so much stuff on this dude this time. There's nothing he can say. Well, first of all, what he tried to do is lie and say, I don't know why these dudes lie. When they know you got a phone, they're gonna first thing they're gonna do is go to get your phone. So they got his phone right there at the scene of the crime, right? They got eyewitnesses that seen him right there at the scene of the crime. And then they got some video surveillance of him at the scene of the crime. But he told them at first, I've been home all night. I never left the house. They said,
well,
really?
Come on.
Yeah. Well, we got video that says you didn't. Oh yeah, I forgot. I took my father to the doctor. Oh, at 8 o'clock at night. Yeah.
Okay, so Brother Clarence, if he's claiming it was self-defense, in what way was he claiming this? Was she coming at him with the gun, or
I don't know. That part I don't know.
How did he delete her?
I think he shot her.
Okay, so I mean, that was the defense that he had to use was a weapon.
Guess so. She was in her pregnant state. She was a threat. You know what I'm saying? You had to.
And where did they get the information from where they said, he didn't want to be a father? How did they come to that awareness?
They think I think that's based on stuff he told people, and I think that's I think that was the motive for why that happened. Like I think he probably wanted her to go get an abortion or something, and she wouldn't do it. The Ray Caruth situation, right? He's like, hey, I just walked off these 2 murders. And
you said she had you said she had a 3-year-old, Brother Clarence.
Yeah, I don't know if this one had a 3-year-old.
Oh, this is the
she had another baby. She had another baby. I don't know if he was 3. So he might have been 3 or 4. But he didn't hurt the baby. He hurt her because he didn't want her to have that child. So they say, allegedly.
Absolutely unbelievable, man.
Crazy.
It's just crazy, man.
But that's why
it just goes to show you how far away that we have gotten from God. Many of us have rejected him, don't want him, don't want to hear nothing about him, and basically don't even have faith at all. To believe that there is a God. But look at what some of the outcomes are, man. It's terrible what we're seeing.
Yeah, and they're not even. It's to the point, Vaughn, where a cat like this is not even upset that he did that. He's upset that he got caught. I mean, we ain't got that cold amongst each other where we got. So I related that to what Hosea was saying to them, where he was saying that, man, your kids are not even gonna know nothing about God because y'all don't teach. Y'all ain't teaching it. Y'all ain't out here even acting like that, so they don't even know what it looks like. They don't even know what being a good person looks like. And I just thought it had so many different reflections of what's going on with us today and how we got to the point, because he was breaking down to them, y'all walked away from this good teaching. That's how y'all got to this point. And looks like the same thing for us. We walked away from what's out there on the table. And now look at us. It ain't no problem for us to pull a weapon on somebody and just pull the trigger, especially another black person. We'll pull a weapon on another black person just like that. Women, it used to be It used to be, I had to give us credit. It used to be the men, they had a certain respect for women, right? Used to be men had certain respect for women. They would, and women and children, right? It was a certain level of respect there. You lucky you with your family. I'm not gonna do nothing to you with your family right now, right? That's gone out the window.
Yeah, not today. Yeah,
Not
not
today,
today.
right? Or
Yeah, they will murk you and your family, and they don't
right?
and go home and get good sleep.
Yeah, you know
I'm
what I
just
mean?
saying,
It's like, what the
we
hell is
live in a
going on?
ruthless society now, man.
Yes.
And so I just continue to pray and ask God to continue to cover my family with his blood, because as soon as we step outside the door, and nowadays you don't even have to go outside your house.
You have to go outside your house.
Yeah, because and you don't even have to leave your door unlocked. People will break into your home.
Yeah.
You see, so man, we're living in a bad way.
Yeah. We got so what am I saying, family? I'm saying that there's a saying, for me and my household, we're gonna do XYZ, right?
That's right.
We need to go into our own households and teach our children, teach our spouses.
That's
your
right.
wife, teach your husband. Your husband, teach your wife. We got to get on the same page, because once you step out your front door, you're walking into a wicked world out there, man. A wicked world. Anybody can be turned into a hoe out here.
Yeah.
I mean, we were reading Hosea, but anybody going out into this wicked world, your wife, your husband, they could be going out intending on going to work, and they could get twisted. Anybody in a world this wicked. So we got to stay prayed up, man. We got to constantly check in with our family and our family members, man. We got to bless you. We got to constantly check in with our family members, because if we don't, we're leaving them to have the information from this wicked world come into their head, and it's magic. It's a magic trick. They make you think if you get enough views and you get enough money and you get enough attention, you're gonna be satisfied. But it's all a magic trick. It's a sleight of hand. You ain't gonna never be satisfied. Like Vaughn was saying earlier, you're never gonna be satisfied. No matter how much of this wickedness you get, you be like, man, if I just do a little more wickedness, I'll be satisfied.
Yeah, you'll be given over, and God, the scripture talks about that. Where it says that God will give you over to your own lust.
That's what he said in Hosea, right? Hey, I'm not gonna do nothing to you.
Yeah, to do those things, right? To do those things which are unseemly. You see what I'm saying? He will give you over to the lust, to your own lust, because that's your dearest desire. Right. So man, I ask God to cover us every day. Yeah. Be a hedge, be a fence around me.
Got to, man. Got to. What's up, Mr. B? How you doing, man?
Man, Bro Clans, what's going on? Mr. Brian, what's going on? Bro Clans, just want to salute you, salute Mr. Brian, man. Thank y'all for always, being there for me as a content creator, as a man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all definitely are the elder statesman out here on YouTube. And thank y'all for always, giving me that guidance, you know what I'm saying, at all times. And it's always been useful. And y'all always on point.
I know it's hard to say, brother. I know, because you like
Nah, it ain't
people,
hard to
man.
say. Look. If you're right, you're right. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Man, but sometimes, man, we got to do what we got to do, man. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
How you doing, brother? How are you?
Yeah, I was going to say something, but go ahead.
No, Mr. Brian, go ahead, Mr. Brian. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, to be in a position of giving any type of advice, you know what I'm saying? You really have to I would say at least have some type of relationship, with the one true God, with the Creator God, because other than that, how are we actually giving advice? You know what I'm saying? If we're not being led by someone, It's like we're just basically speaking on our own opinion, So to me, when I give you advice, my brother, I like to know that the advice that I'm giving you is coming directly from God, because that way it removes me from the equation. And if there's any discrepancy involved, then all you have to do is just take that up with God, not me, But when we speak to each other through love and empathy and compassion, when we have those things in our hearts, it goes a long way. People can tell if you're just trying to, give them some hoopla. People can tell when you're not being genuine, when you approach and talk to them, or even when it comes to giving advice. You know what I'm saying? People know when you're full of it, and people know when you actually have something legitimate that they can grab hold to. You see what I'm saying? And take it and run with it. So yeah, brother, listen, you're always in my prayers, brother. Always in my prayers, man.
Me too.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. And I'm gonna answer the question real quick. Why are men so quick to cause problems?
Yes, sir.
So I think the thing is that with a lot of men, especially when it comes to men of color, I think we have we have a lot of generational gaps that have caused a lot of issues. We have generations that have grown up with our fathers, and now we have generation who maybe didn't have fathers, now trying to be fathers. You know what I mean? Then we have those, who have had fathers the whole time, and they don't even, they've never experienced that. You know what I'm saying? They've had both parents. So we have 3 different generational gaps, and I think that's what causes so much dissension amongst us. And I think also it's, I think a lot of times why a lot of men cause problems, especially when it comes to women and children, is because we are in direct relationship with them, especially if it's a woman that we're dating or courting, or if it's our own children. But I think also, I think a lot of times with a lot of men, and even men in my family or men that I know personally, it's hard for us just to say, or it's hard, and I've been there too, but I've gotten a lot better at it. But it's hard for a lot of men to say how they really feel without being ridiculed or being put down or whatever. Now, I'm not making any of the egregious behavior that I've seen by men tolerable. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's not. At the end of the day, get you some help if you need to get some help. You know what I mean? Talk to these brothers up here. They great OGs. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are resources out there for men. So I think men, we just got to restart using those resources. And if there are things that we're feeling that's really bothering us, man, say something. Just say something. Just communicate with those around you who really love you and care about you, man. And I was seeing, like Bro Clarence was saying, like, you can send your kids out, your spouse out. You can even go out just to get some groceries, and you don't know if you're coming back home.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
You have no idea. You know what I'm saying? And it's just sad. You know what I mean? Sister Anya, thank you for being supportive. I appreciate you so much. Salute to Sister Anya. And my thing is, and that's why I do the series Black is Gold, on my network or Intellectual Soapboxing. Everything I bring Mr. Bryant experience, everything I bring Black Files, everything I do it because I'm trying to convey a message that we as a people have something to say that is beneficial and important. And it can be done without any of the garbage and the beef sector and drama that we are regularly seen for. You know what I'm saying? Without any of that type of trash that we see. And yes, at times, me taking that stance and going against the norm, it's not easy. It is difficult. You know what I mean? It's difficult not to try to be like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be done because at the end of the day, our people need to be seen in a good light, and also be seen that we can say things and we have something to say that is beneficial. You know what I mean? And that's what, and I wish I would have took this title from Bro Clan, Let's Talk About a Black Life, but he already got it. So there's nothing I can do.
Yeah. That is a good title, man. That's a good title for the show. You know, the
We
better
can talk
Black
about
life.
it, right?
Yeah,
Hey man,
because
well, you know what?
a lot of us are living sloppy now, but we want to talk about the better Black life. And
the better Black life.
yeah,
man.
you don't
We
have
know
to
what
live
other
sloppily.
life we live in. But man, hey, we thank you, man, for doing your little your series on Black people, man. I saw you doing that, man. I think that's a good thing, man. You know, unfortunately, not enough people know about you, man, but maybe they'll catch you on the replay because you're doing a lot of good work over there, man. And you know, my door is always open, man. You can always hit me on the hotline. Bro, see what you think about this. You know, I'm gonna give it to you straight, brother, because I love you. I don't want you to be out there caught up, man. So I'm gonna just give it to you straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and bro, see, like I said, you know what I mean? I will be in LA not this month, but next month, you know, me and the family. So, you know, you get, you know, hopefully, you know, if you have some time, you get to meet me, my lady, and the whole family, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I'm probably gonna possibly maybe be in probably either Beverly Hills or Santa Monica area, just somewhere nice where, you know, me and my lady could just really, you know, spend some quality time, you know what I'm saying? And really just get the LA experience the right way. So but I got to figure that out. And, you know, she got to figure out her schedule. I got to figure out mine. And we're going to make it happen. But we definitely going to do something, you know, to celebrate, you know, our you know, us as a family and things of that nature. So, yeah.
Okay. Right on, brother. Right on, man. Yeah, anytime you're in the neighborhood, let me know.
Well, listen, we better prepare to close out so that
oh yeah, that's right. Patrice
we can
coming
run over
I do
there.
gotta go, y'all.
She gonna kick all of our butts, man.
Salute to everybody. Brooklyn, salute to you.
We'll be over there.
All right, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Much love.
All right, brother. See you over
Much
there.
love,
Knowledge
sir.
issues,
Much
man.
love.
All right, if you haven't subscribed to the Intellectual Soapbox, man, go on over and subscribe to the Intellectual Soapbox, man. Good dude, good dude. All right, we got to get out of here, Vaughn. So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Give me a last closing remark, and then I'll do the rundown. Then we out of here, man.
Yeah, well, again, another great conversation. You know, just glad to be a part of it. You know, but I will say that, you know, we can do better. Let's just strive to do better. Everyone, you know, let's take a good self-examination and figure out, you know, what areas could we tighten up in and you know, be better people. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yes.
and yeah, and I definitely appreciate you opening up the scripture. You know, I hope that that's something that you will continue to do because you know, I think it's very needed in these spaces. You know,
I always
what I'm
have a good
saying?
time
And,
doing it, man. I always have a great
yeah, you
time
know,
doing it
you
with
know,
you and Bolo and everything.
yeah, you know, it does my soul good when we can sit down and discuss, you know, what it is that God is trying to get us to understand.
Yeah.
You know, wherever that information comes from, as long as we are trying to understand God better,
Yes.
you know, and be closer to Him.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? I think we're better off when we do that. So,
yes,
you know, and it, you know, it doesn't have to be a religious thing, you know, where, you know, you're from a certain organization. You know, God is way beyond that. You see what I'm saying? He's beyond religion. You know, He is who He is.
Thank
you know,
brother.
So yeah, brother Clarence, thanks again, man, for the conversation again, and
Always.
Hopefully that the hearts and the ears were open to receive the scripture that that you presented, you know, to the panel and to the chat, you know, and to the YouTube listeners, you know, and you have a good evening, and I'll look forward to meeting up again with you on what is it, Tuesday.
Yeah, but we gotta go over we gotta go and see Patrice over at Knowledge Relationships, y'all. She
Yes,
just
sir.
texted me, "Don't be late." I'm like,
right,
we're gonna be
right,
late.
right.
But that's okay. I get to blame it on you, Vaughn. So that's cool.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm good with that. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take the heat.
All right, man.
All right, Chief.
I'll see you later, brother. Thank you so much for always coming up, man, supporting, brother. That is
All
a good
right.
brother. Von Vine right there. There's a good brother right there. Okay, we got to do this thing real quick, y'all, because Patrice just texted me saying, don't be late, but we're going to be late anyway, right? So huddle up, everybody. Huddle up, huddle up. This is what we're going to do. After we get done here, after we do the rundown real quick, we're going to run over to Patrice. And you guys, if you don't want to, you guys don't want to wait for me to do the rundown, go on over there. I put the link out there so you guys can just go on over there and check it out, right? So she got a very, very special guest, as she always does. Oh, here we go. He's starting. Okay, I gotta do the rundown real quick. So let's do the chat. The chat's where it's at. The chat is where it's at, man. The chat, man, strong performance out of the chat. Everybody was here. Risa, and even Brother Anderson shout out came through. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. The chat's where it's at. Strong performance from everybody in the chat. No bots, no riffraff, no nothing. Because the way y'all run it, man, y'all run a clean thing, man. Greet everybody in the door. Yeah, I said we do the same thing in the nation, right? We check you right here. We see you. Don't try nothing crazy. We see you. Check them in the beginning, and then you got while they're in there, we got people like Risa in there saying, "We got an eye on you, man. Don't do nothing crazy. We don't want to have to hurt you, man. We love you, but we don't want to have to hurt you, right?" Strong performance for the chat. Chat is where it's at. Strong performance, very, very solid. All right, let's see who's on the stage. We had a small stage today. We have Von Bryant. What did y'all think about Von Bryant? Von Bryant, as always, man, as always, is better than advertised, man, always. Shout out to Von Bryant, man, very strong performance, very solid as always. What about 84? 84 came through, right? If you haven't already subscribed to the Intellectual Soapbox, get on over there, check out, man. He's got a series that he's doing on Black History Month, and shout out to him. Not nobody, but, he didn't get a lot of support, man. And the brother's trying to do some good work, man. Going over there and to support the brother, give him a like. You know what I'm saying? Say something in the chat or something, right? But shout out to 84, man. Shout out to the Intellectual Soapbox. Very strong performance and very solid as always. What about Brother Bolo? Brother Bolo came through, just said, let me clear this up. You and Vaughn, y'all knuckleheads. Let me clear it up. Okay, Bolo, okay. And Bolo came through, and, he shed some light on the situation, man. All right, so, but shout out to Brother Bolo. If you haven't already subscribed to Bolo TV, go on over to Bolo TV and subscribe to Bolo TV and check him out, man. Are you gonna like Bolo? I don't know, man. I would, but that's me. You know what I mean? Other than the singing, no, just kidding. Go on over to check out Bolo TV, man. And any question you might have about something we read over here, I think the brother is more than qualified to be able to break it down to you, but not in the he's gonna break it down to you in a way where you can put it in your back pocket, put it in your front pocket, and you can walk with it. You can pull it out and think about it later, put it back and think about it later. That's why I like that. I like people like that, man, because I like stuff broke down to, street level so that, it's not difficult to understand. You don't need to go get a concordance and all that. You don't need to do that. Yeah, sometimes you do, but, I like when the person breaking stuff down, they could break it down real simple. So shout out to Bolo TV. Okay, y'all, that's it. Strong performance from Bolo. Strong performance, very solid as always. Very, very solid. Okay, y'all, we got to go over here to Patrice's channel right now. I put it in the chat. Go on over here. Sister Annie said, on second thought, I don't want OG Patrice fussing at me. See you there. Right on, Sister Annie. I see you over there. We're going over there right now. Everybody, come on, y'all. Let's go on over to support Patrice because she got a very special guest today. So let's go on over there. Shout out to y'all. We'll see y'all on Tuesday. Peace.